of course. Wait. Ah, yes. Ooh, what is this? What is this hair here? Oh. Okay. Yep. Actually, since I am so big now, I wonder if I should just do that. Yep, I guess. Yeah, because now if there's a cut, it feels like it's too. Okay, I think this makes sense. Am I centered? I'm kind of centered. Yeah, I am here. All right. I think we got this. Okay. Um, alrighty. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Can I turn up my microphone gain? I cannot because, is that true? Is that true? Did I touch something somewhere? Because the thing is, if I do it, hello. You know, you're actually right. I'm a little lower. MCM LLC. Hi. Have we met before? I may let me. Okay. So okay, you're right. This is a little low. I know. Wait. Okay. How about now? Oh, no. How about now? How about hello? How about now? Hello. I think it's a bit better. How about now? Hello. Okay, I think it's better now. Yes. Hello. Ah, that is better. Yes. Yeah, much better. Thank you. I don't know why that wasn't on the right place. If I do this, yeah, it should be consistent now across. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you. So where was I? Yes. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Wherever this may find you, my name is Jose. If you're new to the channel, this is Parametric Camp. We do live streams, we record tutorials. We haven't recorded many tutorials lately because I've just basically been all over the place trying to adjust to a new life that I'm living these days, and for the most part, exploring. The ads are always loud on your videos. Do I have ads on my videos? I mean, do I have ads on the live stream? Is that a thing? Wait, I don't want ads on the live stream. Let me see. On live streams, it happens. I didn't know. You know what? Here, off. Yes, they were on. Okay, so now there should be no ads on the live streams. That's kind of annoying. Yeah. All right. So if you're new to the channel, tutorials, recordings, videos, etc. Lately, I've been tinkering and trying new things. We haven't really recorded a long series in a while, but and we're gonna keep doing that today. Yes. And if you want to know more, we have social media. We're particularly active on a Discord server that we have where we have conversations over the week when we're not live streaming. The link to the Discord server is on the description of this video. And if you want to know when we're going live, it's mostly Friday mornings, Eastern US time, which is where I live. I live in Boston. And if the if you want to be reminded of that, there is a Google Calendar on the description of this video that you can subscribe to, and then you will get a notification. Also, if you subscribe to the channel and you turn on the little bell, you will get notifications of when do we go live. So that's also a pretty good way to figure that out. Okay, so what are we doing today? Excuse me. Whoa, excuse me. Sorry. So what are we doing today? Today we're going to tinker. we're going to try new things, which is always healthy and keeps you fresh, right? And this is because, as I may have mentioned in previous live streams, I recently switched universities, so now I am teaching at Northeastern University in the College of Arts, Media and Design. I am teaching at the Arts and Design department, and I'm very excited. It's a very new place. It's very different from where I was before. Lots of excitement, lots of energy, and still in Boston, so I don't have to move anywhere, which I appreciate. I like Boston a lot. So the thing is, next semester I'm going to be teaching a class that is called Human-Centered AI, right? And then the thing with this class is that I've taught a lot of AI courses before, but most of them were very technical. I would actually teach people how to write code, how to ping APIs, how to build apps that use AI somehow in the background, right? However, this class, because of where it integrates in the curriculum of other programs, etc., it's a non-technical class. So I cannot assume that students know how to code, and it's also not, I don't want to go through teaching them how to code and then using AI. All right. So what that means is that I want to be teaching them how to build AI related applications, but I don't want to do it using code. So what I want to explore today is what are tools and systems and frameworks that are out there that allow people who don't have coding skills to put together AI workflows, okay? Or to create the basics or the back ends of AI applications. So this class, Demented MLBB4505, this class will be useful for designers in general because it's about AI, humans, and reflecting on the interaction between both. It's not specifically to architecture, it's mostly design in general, but the emphasis here is making, or at least I want to have my students make some prototypes, build some um, apps where they can use AI tools, but they don't need to write code for them. So I want to try a few of these frameworks that I have spotted out there in the wild. And there's two that I think are the ones that I find more interesting right now. The, excuse me, the first one, where am I? The first one is N8N.io. It's workflow automation, and it basically integrates into a lot of different apps, etc., etc. I don't, and the other one is make.com, which to me looks very similar on the surface. They're both some kind of canvas. They're both a canvas where you connect processes, inputs and outputs, and each one is represented by a circle or a little box. It's very much like Grasshopper, but for integration and automation. And many of these tools do have integration with AI APIs, which is the part that I'm interested in. There's a lot of automating, using this for automating, like, I don't know, I get an email, and if the email says something like blah, 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 then I make some kind of action, or I connect to Discord, or I send a webhook request. So those are more like task automation. I'm a little less interested in that. I'm more interested in AI applications. So this is what I want to try. I want to see which one is cooler, faster, more interesting, more user-friendly, or whatever, right? So that I can recommend it to my students when I teach this class starting in January. There is another one that I have not mentioned. It's Xfigura, which many of you probably know. It's a startup. It's about uh, AI design in an infinite canvas. It's basically Figma for architectural design, and it's very similar too. It's basically this kind of canvas with AI operations that are represented by little boxes, and you connect them in and out like as if it was, Grasshopper. But this one is specifically for architectural design. So it does have image generation, 3D generation. It's very good. It's actually full disclosure. It's the founder and the creator is a former student of mine, good friend. Now after we're both regular citizens, so I'm a little biased, but I think it's actually a fantastic product. But this one is specifically for architecture. So I want to try first something a bit more generic. Maybe we can do some X Figura some point in some other live stream. It would be interesting to look into offline disconnected AI because of security concerns with anything cloud space. Actually, MCM LLC, we do have videos on this channel where we have tried and succeeded in installing and deploying AI models that run locally in our systems. So if you Google or if you search in our channel, deploying OLlama locally and tunneling, etc., you will find videos that relate to that. So that would be very helpful for you if you're interested in it. So are we good? Shall we get started? I want to say some of my students last year used make.com and they created some pretty sophisticated apps with it. So I'm actually excited about this one. And for N88, I kind of like the aesthetics and how nerdy this one looks. There's something about a friend of mine also told me that you can actually somehow deploy and install this locally. So it's kind of open source as well. You just pay if you want to use the cloud version of it. I'm not entirely sure of how that works, but that's probably what we want to try. What we want to try today. So, any questions, any concerns, any comments, please drop them in the chat. If you have suggestions for other cloud-based, UI-based app builders where we can create AI workflows, I'm all ears. But in the meantime, we're going to start with these ones. So I already went through the process of creating an account. So that should be set. So that should be set. That should be set. So I'm going to log in, but I haven't completed the account. So I just created this there. I don't know. Other, would you describe your experience? No experience, just me. Which of these popular apps are you planning to use in your automations? Oh, I want this, all the AI stuff. Make AI agents, Anthropic. What else? Kind of Telegram. I like Telegram. Let's use it. Should we connect this to something else? WordPress. I don't know. Discord? Isn't Discord here? Can I write, I'm gonna write here Discord. And why am I on this side? Wait. Am I not typically on the other side? Yeah, here. I guess I switched because I was Discord. Exactly. Continue. And what else? What do you want to education? All right, let's get started. Okay, so here we are. And I have an organization with credits. I signed up for a free account. So I haven't paid for anything. I don't have a credit card anywhere. So welcome to Make. Your automate with AI. Let's show how you work faster. Explore AI at Make. Handle common AI tasks with Make AI Toolkit. Bring AI module, categorization, sentiment analysis, summarization. Yes, sure. Turn files into usable data with Make AI Content Extractor. Quickly pull the key information from text with no clue code or extra steps. Okay. Automate complex. Okay, this is great. I'm going to take over the world. All right. You're ready to automate, start building your first scenario and explore. All right, create my first scenario. I'm going to use a scenario. I guess scenario is like a project or like a file. Experience how make turns routine tasks into automated scenario in just 9 clicks. Okay. Interactive tour. Imagine you're a content writer, specialist. La la la. I don't have the patience to see it through it. I start with the template. I see it. Generate chat GPT completions from Google Sheets rows. Create completions with OpenAI from Airtable. Create Canva. Okay. From ChatGPT from Google Sheets. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing here, but generate ChatGPT completions from Google Sheet rows. Effortlessly enhance your content creation process by integrating ChatGPT with Google Sheets. This is a preferred template that will make the creation of a scenario much easier. Google Sheet. Start guided setup. Watch new rows, create ChatGPT completion, paste completion, update a row. Okay. ChatGPT, Sora, DALI, Whisper. Start guided setup. Okay. Add connection. Create a connection to for more information. Okay, create a connection. My Google connection. Yeah, make it in Integramat has evolved to make some. Okay. Client ID, client secret, sign in with Google. So I'm gonna get a window. I'm gonna do my sign in here on my other screen. Okay. Okay, creating a connection. Select a spreadsheet you want to update. So I guess I need to create a Google spreadsheet now. Google spreadsheets. Okay. So sign in, Google Sheets, create a blank. Okay. Make test. Make test. Okay. Yes, whatever. Got it. And then who bar Bess Jose Antonio Juan whatever. Okay. 4 values. And this is gonna be 5, 8, 2, 6, 85, and 95. Whatever. So the ID of the spreadsheet, how do we know that? I guess this would be the ID of the spreadsheet. Click here to choose the file. Yeah, because I didn't give yeah, because when I didn't give permissions to in this connection, my Google connection. Yeah, let me, because when I did the connection, I didn't give permission to access my Google Drive. Okay. Okay. All right, so let's spreadsheet ID and then make test. This one. This template requires 2 name columns, input and completion. Okay. All right, so then let's create input and completion. Is that what I need? And completion. Is that what this is asking me to? Make test. Spreadsheet ID, the same sheet 1. Table contains headers. Yes. Start testing in one input at a time. You can edit it later. Okay, fine. Since a specific ID, what is this? Choose manually. Choose where to start with this guy. All right, connect your OpenAI account. Create a connection. For more information, my OpenAI API key. You must have credit in your okay. All right, so I'm going to enter my OpenAI key, and where is that? Okay, I'm going to, okay, I have it here. Is this gonna show? Let me just do this. Okay, no, it's private. Organization ID, nothing. Advanced settings, OpenAI, region, fine. Okay. Select the model you need. Okay, I can do for O mini, that's fine. Okay, fast, affordable for focus text. Okay, messages. Message role user have private. Your SEO. What are five that could be used to optimize an article about the input? Continue, and then parse my Google connection. Parse the completion. Okay. Okay, I don't know. Run your scenario. Okay. Running my scenario. Running. I don't know what I'm doing. Up. Oh, what happened here? To provide effective care, I will need more information about who. So it's completed here. Oh, I key. An article about la la la. I see. Okay. So, for example, article about computational design. What is computational design? Constructible. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to copy this, for example, and I'm going to paste it here. What is computational design? And I'm going to copy another article, perspective in computational design. Actually, are much better suited at fix. I don't know what that is, so I'm going to copy this here. And then the third one, 5 ways in which computational design will change your work. Okay. And why am I not? Okay, and I'm just gonna copy this as the third article. Okay, I guess. Okay, so what I think just happened is. So what I think just happened is we have configured this, run a scenario at regular intervals. No, just once. Run a scenario. Wait. Here. Oh, you can click on the. Okay, so on demand. Okay, say your scenario is here but not active yet. Would you like to activate it now to run as planned? Not yet, no. So this is on demand. Get inputs, watch new rows, my Google search by path, drive make test sheet, contains table header, row with headers, A1, limit the maximum number to be worked during one execution cycle. Okay. All right, format the string. Okay, then there is the connection. Set up a filter. I don't know what this is. Collection. This is the OpenAI collection. What are 5 effective SEO keywords that could be used to optimize an article about input text, etc. So this would be the row. A connection with the filter, and then paste completion. Sheet name, row number, enter the row number, values, the result column range. Wow, what is this? You. User Togo. We are trying web-based, cloud-based automation tools. So the problem I was having before is that it pasted everything here. And I want to paste it on this column here. So I wonder how can I do that? Row number, column range, AC, please select result, get inputs, completion, completion 5, get inputs, watch new rows, row number 2, spreadsheet ID, sheet, blah, blah, blah. And what if I do this in B? Is that what I get? I am not sure. Okay. So maybe just run once. Run once. Stop. And then let's see what happens here. Okay. And okay, so I did get one box here. To optimize the advantages of digital technologies over obsolete mechanical technologies, consider using the following SEO keywords. Digital transformation, modern technology. I think, I wonder if it did this one. So, okay, I'm gonna run it again. Okay, so it now did it here to optimize computers in architecture. All right. So I guess somehow it's working. If I run another one, it's fine. What if, okay, so I'm not really sure. Add a router. What is a router? Oh, a router. What is a router? Oh, no, 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 no. What am I doing? Okay. Can I remove this? Yes. Can I remove this? Yes. Can I? Exactly. Okay. Okay, so somehow I've been able to read from this, but it wasn't clear the variable system. It was a little confusing values. Yeah, value input option. Okay. Okay. So what should we try now? How can we try if how can we try what could be a good small project to try AI automation? So this could be, for example, what let's see. We're gonna take some text. Now we're gonna take a prompt. All right, so we're gonna take a little idea. Then we're gonna use some AI model to turn that idea into a script for a kid's book. Then we're going to divide that script into 5 pages, and then we're going to generate images for each one of them. And I would like to introduce some kind of if-else condition. So let's start with something like that. I think. Collapse toolbar, logs, add, text parser. Okay, transformer tools, flow control. Router, explicit flow into multiple routes. Okay, tools, basic trigger. Okay, let me explore what we have real quick before we get into building mode. So scenarios, AI agents, okay, the scenario was saved. Scenarios, oh, generate from bullshit. AI agents, so I guess this is like a full, this is all the, okay. All right, so the scenario here. I can run once, I can run it. Okay, I can run it different on demand, scheduling on demand. I don't know what that means. Then we can save it, we can auto align everything. Good, we can explain the flow. Oh, what is this? Oh, well, that was nice. I don't know what that is, but it's kind of nice. Okay. Scenario inputs and outputs. Scenario inputs. Input structure. Add new item, name, description, text, enter default value. All right. New item. Manual input, and then description, yada, yada, yada. Value doesn't match the pattern. Okay. Type text. Enter default value, none required. Okay. And so now where is that input? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Okay. Well, we have an input. Scenario settings. Blah, 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 all the options. Okay, okay, okay. Nodes. Your node space is empty. Right click any module. Select add nodes. Add a node. Hi. This is a node. Okay, so this is a node. Manual input. An entry here. Okay. Oh, is that what happened? A manual input. One operation, one credit, initialization credit, use, commit, generate ChatGPT completion, and completion in a row. What just happened? I don't know what happened. Add another module. So I pressed Shift Enter, and so this showed up. Notes, previous versions, export blueprint. Okay, how can I export a blueprint? It's a JSON file. And if I load the JSON file, it's basically a JSON blob with a bunch of parameters and values representing the scenario that we have created, right? Yeah, yes, it is. That we can use to import and export, I guess. And then we have export, flow control, router, array aggregator, iterator, actions, repeater, directives, break, commit, ignore, resume, rollback. Basic generates bundles on their own structure, get multiple variables, get variable increment function, numeric aggregator, compose a string, text parser, get content from HTML, match regesps, apps in scenario, Google Sheets, flow control, tools, webhooks, HTTP, Google Drive, JSON, text parser, Notion. Okay, Google Calendar. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. Do they have Discord? Oh, did I have Discord? Do they have... Okay. Do they have what? Ah, okay. Then the logs, scenario loaded, completed. Oh, okay. Perhaps we want to take a look at a few more templates because this was slightly confusing to me. Google Sheet. Okay. Hello, didn't catch the start, but great work. Jay, Grasshopper Agent. Hey, Rafael, we are trying out make.com to create AI automations to see how that works. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna save the changes and then I'm gonna go back to my Google connection, my OpenAI connection. Okay, webhooks. Okay, trigger to make over HTTP. You can call from external app from another make scenario. Okay, templates. We may want to take a look at templates. Yes. All right, data stores. Nothing. Keys. Nothing. Devices. Nothing. Data structures. Ooh, okay. Custom apps. No item sounds. Okay. All right, let's go to templates. Let's take a look at ChatGPT powered Telegram bot for instant replies. Okay, I like that. Summarize website content and create social media posts with ChatGPT and browse AI. Oh, I like that. This could look good. Let's take a look at this one. What is this? Harness the power of ChatGPT and browse AI to monitor website contents into captivating social media posts. Perfect for creating and sharing content on autopilot, ensuring that social media channels stay active and engaging effortlessly. I could definitely use some of this for parametric camp. This will take the creation of a scenario much easier. Start guided setup. Okay, browse AI. Add your connection. My watch task. What's your connection? Create a connection. My browse AI connection. What is this? Browse AI. Scrape data from website. Extract data from an API. Okay. Connection name. And then I have to go to, I guess, browse AI, right? Which I don't have an account for. Can we replace this with an HTTP request? Can we do that? Could you create an open SCAD sandbox where the AI can propose a code and then close the loop by looking at the result rotation and learn to optimize itself? Close the loop? I'm not sure what you mean, user Togo, but probably. Okay. Skip guided setup. Okay. Diagram. All right. So what if we add an HTTP? Get a file, make a basic auth, make a request, retrieve headers. Summarize website content and create social media posts with ChatGPT and browse AI. You probably, prior to configuring the code, you need to connect it to the scenario flow. Connect automatically. Get a file. Now we're gonna get a, what are we gonna get? HTTP, HTML to image API. What is this? Get a file, auth, client auth, make a request, sends HTTP request to specify URL and processes the response. I guess we can do that. I can also get an account in Browse AI and just try it out. since why not? Okay, let's create an account here, browse AI. I'm going to use some privacy here, folks. Okay. Oh, I don't know what I did there. And then okay. All right. Why I cannot wait? I cannot type here. All right. Yeah, whatever. I don't want to receive anything. I'm just exploring. Leave me alone. Well, how do you want to extract data? I want to do it myself. I have experience. Build new robot. Okay. All right, so now I guess I can connect Browse AI, create a webhook, create a connection. Yes, my Browse AI connection. Authorizing this. Robot. Oh, I need to connect. I guess I need to create a robot here. Sounds like a lot of work. No, I want something simpler. I just want to take. I don't want to do this. No, I want to just simply read a website using an HTTP request. Okay, and then generate a completion. Okay, let's go back to templates. Browse AI, save anyway. Summarize. Search for summarize. Okay. Find YouTube, transcribe. Summarize your emails with OpenAI email. Okay. Summarize and then HTTP. No. Okay. Summarize RSS feed items with Hugging Face and store the results on a Google Sheet. Translate Zoom recordings with OpenAI's Whisper Summarize. Create audio files with 11 Labs and send via Slack. What? Wow, this one's cool. Zoom administration, watch recording. Download a cloud recording. Generate translation from Whisper. Generate a completion. Create a speech synthesis. Upload a file. Huh. That is cool. Public templates. No, but I want to just simply make an HTTP request to a website. I just want to download the contents of a website. Can you not do that? All right, let's start a simple new scenario, empty one. Okay, create scenario, build from scratch. Oof. Okay, HTTP, get a file from a given URL. Okay, and for example, let's say that general function, execution, if empty, omit, operators, keywords. I think I need a tutorial. I am not getting this right. Describe the content filled by AI. Search items, general functions, math functions, text binary. Date and time. Functions for working with arrays, custom and system variables. Yeah, I just want to HTTP dot exactly. And let's see, for example, um, let's see, are there any news? For example, news here. I don't know. Oop. Next page. Okay. For example, this one. This is a news article about the new dean that we have at the College of Arts, Media and Design. All right, so that's the URL. Here's URL. Okay. And then this means on demand. Okay. So activate scenario. Okay, I'm gonna save it. The scenario was saved, runs once. Okay, we get the results. Cookies, it's a get request. All right. How can I see this now? How can I see apps in scenario? JSON. What is JSON? Aggregate to JSON, convert JSON, parse to JSON, back, text parser. Get content, searches, HTML table, get elements from HTML. Converts HTML to formatted text. Okay, so if I now run this, a transformer could not be the last module in the route. Run anyway. Boom. What happened? A transformer should not be the last. What? Are you kidding me? Hello, Stanislao. How you doing? My nephew is on the chat right now. The one who used to tell me that my live streams were so long. Good to see you. How you doing? You could like this. If we figure out how to make this work, you might be interested in this. Wait. There you go. Okay. So a transformer. Okay. So if we get an HTTP file, is there any way to see this, like as a panel or something? The input, the bundle, the headers, the data, a long string. This is the HTML of the website, right? This is the HTML of the paths. File name, file.html. Yes. So, is there like a help? Parse HTML, converts HTML to formatted text. I don't know. And then the HTML. Does this, should we just unlink this? No, unlink it. Unlink it. This node is not connected to the data flow. It should not be the last module in the route. Okay, fine, connected. And then run once. Run anyway. And then we get the result bundle, output, text, news. What? I'm clearly not getting this right. I'm gonna run it again. And text parser now worked. And what is the output? Empty. Yeah, no, clearly not. All right, so I think the problem we're having is that from here, my output is a bundle of, is a collection of things, right? And okay, is there any operation to work with bundles or to just parse? Text parser? No. Tools, basic trigger, increment function, multiple variables, sleep aggregators, compose string switches the output based on, iterator, a great break, commit, ignore, resume. Okay, is this me? Am I not getting this? How this works? Am I too used to Grasshopper or something? What is? This is, have to say, a little opaque to me. Okay, let's try something different. I want to HTTP make a request. Sends an HTTP request to a specified URL and processes the response. Prior to configuring the module, you need to connect it to the scenario flow. So connect automatically. Evaluate all states as errors. The URL is going to be this. So if you, so why do I need to connect this to a scenario? Why? And if I run this, what? Bundle self-certified URL, the data, cookie headers, the headers. So this is the request, the data, and then the file size is whatever. Okay, that's the result. So I get the result of the website here. Make a request. Now, can I now parse the HTML or not? HTML to PDF. Make an API call, performs an arbitrary, generates a PDF from a URL or HTML string. CSS to what is this? Generates a PDF from a URL, or I have to create a connection to, yeah, this service. Nah, out. Stanislao, how's life? What are you up to? You must be really bored to be connecting to this. Okay. And so, and what is this? Router? No, no, no. Wait. Okay. Iterator. Iterator. What is this? I'm really, really not getting this. OpenAI Agent Kit is an alternative, I guess. Rafael Cohen. Maybe? I don't know. Okay, well, guess what? I'm gonna call it a day. This was not very elegant or streamlined. In my opinion, I am not getting it. So I am going to either try another template. I'm gonna try another template. But okay, so ChatGPT powered Telegram bot for instant replies. Sends WhatsApp messages and watch events using ChatGPT for the WhatsApp message. Okay, create social media posts from a blog using ChatGPT. What is that? Let me take a look at how this is set up. So this watch is a post from WordPress, then connection, then text parser, router, and then Airtable, create a record, generate a completion, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. All right, but from WordPress. Can we not just replace this with like a simple website? Let me look for another template. But this one looks interesting actually. OpenAI. I'm just filtering by OpenAI because I already have the API key set up, which means hopefully create new completions with OpenAI from new rows on in Airtable. Transcribe, create, WordPress, streamline, automate video uploads to YouTube, and generate content with ChatGPT. Huh, what is this? Automate video uploads to YouTube by generating engaging content with ChatGPT. Retrieve files from that and repeat tasks effortlessly. Flow control. Guide step. Repeater. Set the number of repeats. Must be lower than. Okay. Create a connection. I have Dropbox. Sure. Then I also have this. And then I could upload a video. Generate a completion. Okay. Skip guided tour. So how does this work then? Select method, create a chat completion GPT, model, output tokens. I don't understand. Dropbox. Yeah, I'm not quite understanding a lot of this. Let's see if we find another simpler. Let me see if by search, okay, HTTPs. Okay. Parse JSON from HTTP request. Oh, something basic. I like it. All right. So have anyone tried GXD generative? I actually got an email or a message from the GXD author recently, but I have it pending. Start guided setup. Yes. JSON blob. What is this? Okay. Configure you can see the JSON link here. Okay, well that's not working. JSON string and data. Wait. I think I'm making a connection here. Wait, when you perform, okay, I think I just made a connection. Run your scenario. Okay, on demand. Yes. Activate. Attention should not be the last moment. Okay, run anyway. Run once. Sure. Make a request. The JSON. Sure. What happened? Oh. Create a data structure. If I run it once, yes. The operation failed with an error. Source is not a valid JSON. The scenario was finalized. Yeah. Okay. API. Yes or no. Okay. Here. I'm gonna change this. Okay. And okay. So how can I see the results now? Here, create data structure from data, get add a header. Okay, and then here, what we can see is that from the input, we get headers. Oh, this is the last result. Execution ID, variables. This is math that we're doing here. And I guess here is the variables that are, these things basically representing variables that are the output of the response. Here you can see that the result status code is 200, the data is this. Okay, save. And then if I were to now, I don't know, so the output here is probably, I don't know, let's say that I want to update a row. My connection, my drive, spreadsheet, ID. Where it's the make test. Okay. Spreadsheet ID. Sheet name is the first one. Row number is going to be 10. Okay. And then input completion. These are the columns. So in here, I'm going to add, yes, the answer. Wait. And here in completion, I'm going to add the answer, and here the image. And now here I'm going to add whether if it's false or not, and here the image. Actually, I'm going to do the full thing. So here's going to do the entire JSON. Here's going to be each property of the JSON. And I'm going to save. Wait. Did I just make something? So remember, this was the spreadsheet. I think I set row number 10. And I think what I've done is I have connected, there's an API that when you go to just know WTF API, it basically returns a JSON file like this, right? With an arbitrary yes or no, and with a random GIF, okay? So what I think I'm doing right now is I have managed to make an HTTP request to this yes or no API. When the request happens, it goes to the JSON, and then here the data of the request gets turned into a JSON object. And once we're here, what I'm doing is I'm uploading to the Google Sheets from the JSON object. I'm uploading the entire JSON and then 3 properties of that JSON. Okay, so let me run this once, and then I think that should show. Oh my God, I made something. Finally, yes. So, yes. All right, good. We got something. So what does this mean? It means here, this is the entire JSON has been saved here. This is the answer property. This is the forced key, and this is the image key. And if I run this again, I'm probably going to get something different, right? Okay, so now it's a no, and now the GIF, it's a different one. And it's a no GIF. And then if I do this, Okay, I get another one. All right, beautiful. Okay, okay, I think we got somewhere. All right, so can we can we make something a bit more elaborate? There was an API, random jokes API. Okay, of public REST APIs, official joke returns a random joke, official joke API app spot, random joke in general. What did Tomato say? Okay. Okay, so maybe this is interesting. So this API returns a random joke, right? Why did the programmer always mix up Halloween and Christmas? Because October 31 equals December 25. I don't get it. Can anyone explain it to me? Anyway, so what we could do, I'm gonna add another sheet here and I'm gonna call this random jokes. Okay, so what am I gonna do? I'm gonna take the API here. Okay, here's what I wanna do. Let me explain this to you. I wanna make a scenario where we fetch the API. We get a random joke. We parse the random joke with the setup and the punchline. We put them together as a string. We send that to ChatGPT and we ask, hey ChatGPT, can you explain this joke to me? Why is this joke funny? We get the result of that, and then all of that information, we save it here to Google Sheets as an output. And hopefully we're going to do it in a way where new rows get added to the, so that we don't lose the information. Okay? Shall we try? Okay, so first, this is the API. Okay? Actually, wait. I don't want to ruin this. No. No. I don't want to ruin this. I'm going to create a new scenario. Scenarios. Okay, so I'm going to save this. I'm going to go to scenarios and I'm going to create a new scenario. And I'm going to call this scenario random jokes explainer, for example. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is HTTP request. We make a request and the request is the API. Okay, and then this is going to be an on-demand. Okay, activate scenario. Okay, so we make a request, boom, and then look, we get here, blah, blah, blah. The data is, why did the designer break up their font? Because it wasn't their type. Okay, so that's the joke. All right, so now we're gonna parse, JSON, parse JSON. Okay, and the JSON is going to be the data. This is the part, all right, that I was not getting, and then when the moment I got it is that when you enter an input here, apparently in make, you have this text field. But when you click here, you can either hard code a value or this shows up, which is basically variables that are coming from previous processes. So what I can do is I can say from the HTTP request, you can see that the input was whatever, but the output is these objects: status code, headers, cookies, data, and the file size. And when I go here, I have access to that information: the headers, the cookie headers, the status code, data, and file size. So I can say, I want to take data as a variable, and that's what I want to parse as a JSON. All right. So I'm going to run this once. I'm going to ignore warnings. Yes. Okay. JSON. Great. And I have here now type setup punchline. Okay, great. So now I want to do string manipulation. What does it mean? I want to take setup and punchline and add them into the same text. All right? Or make a visual cartoon image for the joke. We can do that too. We're going to try that. Very good. I don't know where the output of that is going to be, but yeah. So how do we now take text and connect it together? I don't know. Tools, get multiple variables, set multiple variables, sleep numeric aggregator, table aggregator, text, aggregates multiple strings into one text. Source module, JSON, text, and I'm going to take setup and then punchline. And can I write in between? Why is this? Okay. And now here the output is, can I watch TV? Plus yes, but don't turn it on. Huh? Okay, so I'm going to be a bit more sophisticated here. I'm going to say setup and then space punchline and then parenthesis topic type. Okay, beautiful. I'm gonna run it again and look what I got. What do you call a group of killer whales playing instruments? An orchestra. Topic general. Alrighty. Ah, it's kind of working. Beautiful. So now, ChatGPT, OpenAI, generate a completion. Create an edited or extended image, get a video, show more. Generate a response. Delete a response. Whoa. Chat and assist. Generates a chat completion. Generate the moderation. Qualifies with the provided. Okay. Manage an assistant. Add files to a vector space. Uploads a file. Downloads. Generate remix videos. Image. Generate images. Analyze images. Edit. Create speech from speech batches. Blah blah blah. Okay. Generate a completion. Model, whichever, something cheap. I don't need reasoning. So, faster version of ChatGPT. Okay. Messages. See the OpenAI prompt messages. Oh, how do we do this? Role, user, text content. The content of the message on behalf of the selected role. Image input, image detail. Okay. And here's what I can now. Text aggregator bundle. What is that? The bundle to text. Okay, yes. So here, text content. You are a witty, you're a witty model, good at jokes and stand-up comedy. I have heard the following joke. And here, I paste the joke. All right. But I do not understand it. Can you please explain to me why is this funny? Okay. I'm gonna save and I'm gonna run it. Boom, 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 boom. Running. Okay, what is the joke? Why did the developer go broke? They kept sending all their cash. They kept spending all their cash. Here, result, child completion, choices, index, message, assistant, content. Oh, I see. Here's the breakdown. In programming, cash refers to a special, in everyday, cash means money. So the joke sets you up to think about money, going broke, blah, blah, blah. The developer. Okay, so it looks like we got it. Okay, something is working, folks. All right, beautiful. So, and now we want to dump this on here, correct? Beautiful. So, and now sheets. Adds a new sheet, copy list. Appends a new row to the bottom of the table. Yes, exactly. Search path, my drive. This is going to be make test. Okay, we're going to do sheet name random jokes. Table contains headers. No headers. Or we could have headers. What if I have headers? Joke topic. And this is the setup. This is the punchline. Chat GPT explanation. Okay. And then tokens consume, for example. Oh, and actually, I probably want. What if yeah, timestamp. When was this generated? Let's see if we can make that happen. Okay, so contains headers. Yes, we have headers. So here, timestamp. No. There are other things here. General functions, calendar. Timestamp. Oh, timestamp. Yes. Unix time, number of seconds since midnight, current date and time. Let's do both right now just because I want to see what they look like. But here, like this. But we will change that later. And then here, joke topic. We had remember. What? Oh, why is this? No, 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 no. Oh, I can't. Do they have to be linked? Oh, yeah, why have I lost access to that? Advanced setting. Stop processing after an empty aggregation. Row separator. Group by text. I kind of don't want. Oh. Text. Texter. Match pattern. Replace. I mean, we could leave here because here we're basically taking text, but we could perform the composition of that text over here. Because by doing this, it looks like now I am losing access to. All right, let's do a simple test. Okay, sheet name random jokes contains tables. Yes, and here timestamp. We said we're going to use timestamp, and then we're going to use now because we want to see what they look like, and then joke topic. Here for the time being, I'm just going to use, because I lost access, I'm just going to do text. Okay. ChatGPT explanation. Yeah, where was this? Chat completion, usage, choices, index, content. Tokens used, prompt token, complete total tokens. Here, total tokens, okay. All right, we're gonna save this. And we're gonna run it once, and hopefully, okay. Okay, you see, we got the timestamp as a Unix timestamp. We got here the Zulu, whatever, ISO timestamp. What do I look like? A joke machine? I also don't understand this one. Oh, the classic, what do I look? It's funny because it plays on the expectation here. I don't understand, but let's see if we can create another one. And the tokens are used. Okay, now we're gonna modify this. I want just now. Oops, I want just now. Okay, joke topic. Okay, great. Run once. What's red and bad for your teeth? A brick. Here's why it's funny. Set up an expectation, surprise answer, contrast, and absurdity. And tokens. Okay, and then if I set this up to run every minute, it's going to, hey, Aras too. Hi. And then it's basically going to create many of these. Okay, well, not too bad. We got something working. I would like to, let's see if we can fix this. So the text aggregator is not working great in my opinion. So can I clone this? Yes. And now I'm gonna connect this there. Ooh, a router. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so message here, but here we don't have exactly. So here, instead of text, we're going to do setup. Nope. Here. Here we're gonna do setup space punchline, and then topic is going to be the general. Exactly. All right, we're gonna save this, and then we're gonna replace this. Unlink, it's gonna go here, and then here we have now, and then we have exactly, now we have access to everything. Type joke topic, type. The setup goes here. The punchline goes here. The explanation, choices, message. I guess we need an example. From tokens, total tokens, message, nope. Choices, no. Choices, message, content. Here. Choices, message, content. Alrighty, and this is the one that goes over there. And this one, can I freeze it or disconnect it or something? We're gonna delete this module. Yeah. And all right, let's run this once. Okay, we got general. How do you know if there's an elephant under your bed? Your head hits the ceiling. Yeah, okay, fine. So I'm going to remove this guy here because it's not doing much at this point. And then I'm just going to, no, delete module, connection. It's exactly. And I'm gonna run it once. And we're gonna get another line here. Hey, Nicolas, good to see you. And we're gonna delete these rows. What time is it? Oh, it's 11. Okay. Okay. Beautiful. So now, what? I'm gonna, can I undo? Oh, I cannot undo. Oh, that's dumb. Oh, that's not very smart. Okay, so I want a router. Exactly. Jesus, wait, this got out of control super fast. Okay, so this is going to be tools, basic trigger, aggregator, text, compose a string, convert the encoding of a text. The interface is a little wonky in my opinion. Let me put it that way. Okay, and then here in the tools source module, here it's going to be what I tried to do before, which is the topic is going to be setup space punchline and then topic type. Okay, all right, and that's the aggregation. Good. So now I want to, as we said, I want to try to generate an image from this punchline. So we're going to use, hopefully, OpenAI, create an image. Responsive conversations, files, videos, image. Generate images using blah, blah, blah. Okay. My OpenAI connection model. DALL-E 3, I guess. GPT image. Are these new? Which one is DALL-E not a model anymore? Now it's GPT image. Is that which one is more previous generation? OpenAI latest AI model, latest image models is GPT image 1, which is the newest for high quality, and DALL-E 3, which is available for larger resolutions and text forward imagery. Okay, fine, GPT 1, I don't care. GPT image 1. Okay, prompt. The prompt is I am writing an illustrated book of jokes. I want to create an illustration for the following joke. And then here is going to go the variable text, which is the one that comes from this aggregator here. All right. Please draw a black and white cartoonish style image like you would see in the newspaper. Okay. Okay, so we do that. Let's say we do that. Okay, and We're gonna save this. We're gonna run it once. But then what do we... Affirmative language could become more efficient with the interface. Okay. Origin. Runtime. Your organization must be verified to use model. Oh boy. Okay, then change the model. App DALI. DALI 3. Okay. I'm going to unlink this right now. Okay, disable route. Okay. So this is disabled, so it's not working. Okay, that is neat. And I guess this, how many seconds are in a year? Blah, blah, blah. And now we got an image. Images, array, collection, revise prompt, Oli Dali, and we got the URL. Okay. Okay, so we got the URL, so now we have to fetch the image from the URL, which we can probably do by files. Upload a file, no. HTTP get a file, downloads, and that's going to be from images URL. Okay, serialize URL circle. Okay. And now how do we upload this? Show more. Download a file, create a file from text, create a folder, uploads a new file. This is what I want. Create a connection, sign in with Google. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Yes, this. I'm doing this on my side. I'm just connecting to Google Drive. Okay. And then I'm going to create, let me go to Google Drive and create a folder. I'm going to do this privately if you don't mind. I'm going to create a folder and that's going to be called on my drive and it's going to be called no, it's going to be called, where do I have this? Make uploads. All right, so I just made in my Google Drive a folder called Make Uploads. And enter, select from the list, Make Uploads, yes. And the file is going to be, well, it looks like it gives me the option already to choose this file. Okay, so let's see if that works. So let's, value must not be empty. What is value? Okay. Select from the list, makes folder. What is map? No. Make uploads. Okay. Run once. Da, 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 da. It's generating the file. HTTP, get the file, file size, files.png, and then what here? File name and data. Ah, okay. And where is that? New file name. Ah, okay. New file name. Ideally, well, we can do a timestamp like now, and And then it would be nice to concatenate that with some kind of property from, text. But we don't have the entire, because, yeah, we don't have access to the individual names because we're going from the router here. Okay. Here, and then, yeah, let's do just a joke. And then here, file name is going to be terrible, but whatever. Missing value of required parameter, data. So the new file name, convert to a file, convert a file, no. File, new file name, data, I don't, okay. So let's try again. Come on, crossing fingers, crossing fingers. It shows progress. Yes, it does show progress. You see this little bar here? It looks like this is the progress. This is the wait time for the generation, and then missing value of required parameter file name. Error handling, ignore. If you want to handle this error automatically, choose one of the following options. It will create an error handler route in your scenario that you can expand. Ignore all errors. But enter a folder ID. Make a uploads file name. All right, let's just do this. Let's try to get it from here, and that's it. And I don't want I don't want auto handling. I want, okay. You see the little progress here. And it's uploading. Oh, what? They should have been. Okay, so what is the joke? What is the joke? What creature is smarter than a talking parrot? A spelling bee. Talking parrot, spelling bee. Well, it's not terrible. Okay, so all right, so this is okay. So instead of now, we're gonna do the timestamp. Okay. Then the text, it's okay. So for some reason, when we do the text aggregation, we lose access to the individual variables that we had here of the text, the prompt, etc., which I don't like. So what are we gonna do? We're going to what are we gonna do? We're gonna do what? We're going to remove this. We're going to copy this. We're going to remove this module. Yes, we're going to now here in text, we're going to remove this and do setup, punchline, and type. Okay, we like that. Okay, and now here, we're going to fetch the file. We're going to here, we're going to go to here, and then this is going to be the setup and the punchline. And then from file name, it would be great to fetch the extension. How can we do that? Is there some kind of we can just do PNG for the time being, but it would be nice to do some kind of like text manipulation to figure out and extract the value of this. Anyway, so if I do this now, and and I re-enable this route. So now we have, and can I auto align? Yes. And can I explain the flow? Boop, boop, boop. JSON, JSON, bloop turns into that, and then, wow, that's kind of nice. I don't know what that means, but all right. So let's just run it once. So now we have this text, and we just got the joke. The general, did you hear about the submarine industry? It really took a dive. Oh, wow. So now the image, and now the image is being uploaded. Wait, what? What kind of music do welders like? Heavy metal. Okay. Okay, it's not terrible. But how did this, okay. Okay, so, oh, so it's still now. Okay, we can keep now. Delete rows, okay. All right, so another run. Run once. So we're gonna get the joke here. How do you make holy water? You boil the hell out of it. That's actually a very good one. And then this is now generating the image. Okay. And then, how do you make holy water? You boil the hell of it. Okay. All right, sure. Okay. All right. Woohoo! Success. We've made something. We have made something with make. Not terrible. Okay. So now, I'm assuming that if I change this from on demand to at regular intervals of must be higher than or equal to 15 minutes. Yeah, so if I save it, would you like to activate it to run as planned? Yes, every 15 minutes. So I would assume that this is now something that I can just shut down. And every 15 minutes, this is going to go ahead and trigger one of these, add a new line to my, what has ears but cannot hear, a field of corn. What has ears but I don't know why. Okay. So I don't know why it ran it once. I guess it ran once, and now after 15 minutes it will run it again. Okay. Okay, good. We made something. Okay, so let me go back to, now every time you run any of these, you're basically burning credits. So I guess I had 4,000 and I've burned about 120. And my scenarios, what do I have? Parse JSON from HTTP. This is basic. And 19 credits. And there's no scheduling. It was manual. So I think I'm going to turn it off anyway. And then random jokes explainer and illustrator. You can see that this has burned 81 credits, 80 megabytes of data transfers, whatever, right? But now I could leave this running. Now, is there any way I could connect this with some kind of front end? Can I make a website? a simple static website where I input some text, I press submit, and then somehow that sends a request to this. I don't know. That would be really interesting actually if I could create an API where I can have a static route. That route is picked up by one of these components, it starts a triggering process, and then it creates a response. I wonder that could be an interesting scenario too. Create scenario. HTTP, get a file, make a client certificate auth request, make an API, sends an HTTP request to make a request, resolve it, retrieve headers. Make.com, create an API endpoint. How to do API calls? No code. No. Create a simple API endpoint using the webhook module as a trigger. This allows you to receive incoming data. Okay. So I guess you could create a webhook. Webhooks allow the sender to make over HTTP by creating a URL that you call from an external app or service, or from another make scenario. Use webhooks module inside scenario to create a webhook that triggers the execution of scenarios. Now we're talking here. Ooh, okay. I like this. Okay, so instead of this being a timed, instead of this being a timed whatever, right? I would like to create an endpoint so that I can make an API call, API request, and trigger the execution of one of these things. So what if I webhooks triggers when mailhook receives data? Oh, triggers when webhook receives data. Creates a response to the webhook. Okay, this one. Create a webhook. So wait, webhooks is an actual, so wait, what? Gateway? With the webhooks apps make you can create, you can attach multiple API keys to your custom webhook. What? Okay. Ah, so wait. So this is for people to authenticate, not for me to authenticate to a webhook service. Create a data structure. I see. Okay. This is very interesting. My gateway webhook. Whatever. I don't care about the name right now. Okay, Make is now listening for the data and will determine the data structure from the incoming data automatically. To initiate, please send your data sample to the webhook address displayed above. What is the address? This? Accepted. Successfully determined. What did you determine? You didn't. I didn't send anything. Okay. Okay. So it was this. This was the end point. Okay. Which means I can now design here. I can now determine here. I could create a data structure here. Okay, yes, but if I send it to them. Okay, so how are we going to do this? We're gonna send a redetermined data structure. Okay, so terminal PowerShell. Can we do curl? Yes. Okay, we can do curl here. So let me Google this. Curl with JSON. How do I post with curl? Okay. All right. So this is gonna be it. Okay. All right. So we're gonna create here. I'm basically going to send manually a request to this endpoint by using the CURL command on PowerShell. Remember, this is a Unix thing. Unix commands are not accepted by the normal terminal and by some older versions of PowerShell. So I'm using here PowerShell 7, which I think is a bit better. But we've actually, in the channel, we've had problems with this before. So username, Jose Luis, create joke, and this is going to be true, and this is going to be the endpoint. Okay, so we're going to do that, and we're going to, because this is now listening, so if I send this request, okay, expected property or closing curly bracket. This is the kind of stuff that we had issues with last time, that we needed to really escape everything. Hi, can I just do it from Linux? Yeah. Yes. I just sent the request, and the request got picked up here. And all right, so what have I done? Okay, so on my Windows machine, I have installed the WSL, which is the Windows subsystem for Linux, which basically means that when I open a new terminal, I have options to do PowerShell, command prompt, Acer, whatever, and to open an Ubuntu terminal, which basically uses an emulation of Linux inside of my Windows computer, right? I'm doing that because in the past, trying to do curl from Windows, from PowerShell, has given us a lot of trouble with escaping characters. So I would have to now add backlashes, etc., so that these characters in the JSON object get properly picked up. And it was very, very painful and very tedious. Actually, I don't know if Victor is with us today, but he was the one who actually figured out the solution to this. It's just tedious. So in order to avoid that, it's much easier to just run the curl command from a Linux terminal where we don't have to do any of those escapings. And the reason why that is true, I believe, is because curl is basically an alias on PowerShell. It's not really the CURL command, right? And therefore it works differently. So anyway, I sent a post request to the webhook here with a JSON object of the type username, my name, and create joke true. All right. And true was not double quoted so that we make sure that this is a Boolean variable, right? What make has done now is that it was listening to this request to determine the structure of the request. And to determine the structure of that request. So now my understanding is that if I go to this, I should be able to see the data structure. No. What? Yes. And now I should parse JSON, right? Parse JSON, data structure, JSON string. Oh, it already comes parsed. I got username and create joke. Okay, so I don't need to, and it's a Boolean. You can see that it got picked up as a Boolean, and username got picked up as a string. Beautiful. So I don't need to do the parsing now. I like that. Delete module. So now I would like to do some kind of like conditional. And if the, okay, is there an if else conditional or a trigger? Okay, so I would like to read the property webhooks, and if it's true, then perform the HTTP request. Otherwise, do something else. So make.com if else then if statement. What is this? Hey makers, if then the computation operators. The ruler maybe has options. What is the ruler? The ruler, you mean this thing here? If statement. If else modules had a make community. You can use routes, so you have duplicate of the modules but different fields selected based on the filter. You can use routes, so you have duplicate of the module. I think with routes I have to duplicate 10 or 10. I will try it. So I guess it's kind of embedded in the filter. Leave a condition. Create joke test operators equals to true if this is equals true. Wait, now. Okay. Remove a filter. Okay, let me remove the filter. Set up a filter out. Oh, I see. Okay, I think I know. Delete module. So we want a router. Okay, we want a router, and then this router is going to be if set up a filter. Label of this filter is going to be create equals true. And then the condition is for Boolean operators equal to create joke equals true. And then we're going to do something. And then if this equals false, so we're going to go for Boolean if create joke equals false, then do something else. Okay? And what are those going to be? For right now, just to test things out, I'm going to save. I'm going to create here a new log. request log, and then I'm going to add here timestamp, time, and then user, and then this is going to be username, and this is going to be what? It's going to be what? The create joke field. And then this is going to be, wait, I'm going to clone one of these. I'm going to clone it here. I'm going to remove it. Google Sheets adds a row. No, it's going to be request log. Table contains headers. Time is going to be now. And then username. Username is going to be here. Create joke is going to be here. And then this is going to be notes. And then in notes, I don't want any of this. And in notes, I'm going to have some personal something like from true route. Okay. Beautiful. And then I'm going to clone this guy. I'm going to connect it here, and I'm going to delete this module, and then I'm going to settings. I'm going from false route. What does that mean? It means that what I'm basically trying to make is to figure out a way to create two different actions based on different inputs to from the post request. So now, what am I going to try now? I'm going to make the same request that I did before with the parameter true. That one is going to go through this route, and it's going to hopefully create here time username, and it's going to say here from the true route. I'm going to log. There is no scenario listening for this webhook. What? Who says no? What we just did? There is no scenario listening for this. Ah, wait, I may have to turn it on or something. This one, yes. Okay, so I'm going to scenario run. Wait, so I need to just basically turn the scenario on. Where is it? Here. Okay, so now it's working. It did make a run, probably. Yeah, it created. What did one not say as he chased another? I'm a cashew. I'm a cashew. And yeah, this one. Okay, well, yeah, but this is because I have it running every 15 minutes at regular intervals. So this should be on demand probably, right? Yeah. So if it's on demand, now it's on. And if I run the post request, So what is going on here? A trigger must be the first module in a scenario. Okay, so let me settings, run this module, add a module, rename, clone, add. Yes, okay. Oh, geez. I guess I should have started that somewhere else in a different scenario. Okay, I wonder if there's no way to copy things between scenarios, right? I'm gonna have to rebuild everything again. Show queue, error hand rename, copy module. Wait. Okay. Scenarios. Okay. Scenario was saved. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna create another scenario, and I'm gonna call this webhook tests. Webhooks test. Okay, and then here I'm going to copy this module. Here I'm gonna paste this module. Now here I'm gonna copy this module, and here I'm gonna paste this module right there. And why can I not choose module? Because that's the one that needs to go first. Because the first one needs to be, okay, I see what's going on here. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this one, I'm gonna paste it here. And then, yes, and then I'm gonna copy this module, I'm gonna paste it here. And now we have the create false. That copy pasting was pretty effective, I have to say. Here, I'm gonna remove this, delete the module. I'm going to connect these two guys. All right, I'm going to remove all of these because it's not working. Delete module, delete module, delete module, delete module. All right, I'm gonna turn this off. So we're gonna leave this as it is. We're gonna work on this one now. We're going to recreate, choose a hook. I'm gonna use that hook. Okay, so this is working. This should be fine. Okay, so now if I run this, okay, I need to blah 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 here. Username, create joke, true. All right, and save. And this one, same thing, because we copy pasted, the variables got lost. So username, create joke, and blah blah. And then now, because we reused the webhook that we had created here, we are going to now, this should be working, because if I turn it on, the scenario is not saved yet. Okay, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna turn it on immediately, maximum runs to start per minute. That can start each minute. Limit this amount, so okay, so I don't know, 100. Okay, so now if I run the webhook, it got here, it got executed, and hopefully in the request log, we didn't get anything. Accepted. Okay, so let me try to now run. Okay, and now do false here. Okay, accepted. Is this working? Maximum number of results. Apply scenario. If the scenario is not... Okay, the router... Nope. Jeez. Stop it. Okay, and then auto align. I like the auto align. Okay, so this is not working. I am not getting these. For some reason. It would be nice to have some kind of use existing data. And wait, okay, because these are old too. Okay, that's why it wasn't working. Create joke. Okay, so saved. And now I'm gonna run another one of these. Did anything happen? No. Okay, so I'm gonna run immediately, use existing data. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so now if I create this, it's not really working. Even though it says accepted, but it's not triggering anything. Okay. Let me just add another one. And this one is going to be this clone. And here, from any route. So this one doesn't have any filter applied to it. Ideally, it should. So if we try to now use existing data, you see, from the false and from false. Create joke, but now I want to send a true, but I'm going to send it to wait, show queue. There's a queue there unchanged. Oh, there's a queue. And so if I send in a detail, okay, so now if I change the name, Jose Luis to, okay, create Jose Luis 2, accepted, and then a new element should join the queue, and this was Jose Luis 2, active, scenario status, inactive. But why is it inactive? Oh, because it's not globally process all data. It just went and did all the old data. Because I had to turn it on. All right. So now if I do Jose Luis 3, create joke true, Now it just triggered. Oh, that is neat. That was neat. And then it just created a true from Jose Luis 3. Okay, it's working. It's working. So I think what was happening is that the scenario itself, this was not on, and that's why the external webhook requests were not being received. Okay. Woo, all right. Okay. Promising. So is there, so webhooks, this is the random jokes. So what I would like to do now is, if this is true, I would like to perform an HTTP request. HTTP. All right, actions, get a file, make a request. Okay. Actually, let me cancel this. Delete module. All right, so can we clone this guy? No, this is not what I meant. Delete the module. Can we copy this module, and then can we paste this module? And if this is true, oh, is there a way I can select multiple? No, there's no multiple selection. Copy module, paste module. Did I just see a Halloween mode? Oh. All right, I guess we're in Halloween mode. Okay. And then we got copy module, paste module, then copy this module. We're gonna paste this module. Yes, and we're gonna copy this module, and we're gonna paste this module. Copy this module, we're gonna paste this module. Copy this module, we're gonna paste this module here. And we're gonna copy this module. No, delete. I'm a little copy this module, and we're gonna paste this module. Okay. Choo-hoo! How close are we to success? I don't know. Auto align. All right. So now, what have I done? Remember, we have the webhook, which is basically an endpoint that allows us to open this app to any request in the world from a post request, the similar way we've been doing here. Okay, so with curl, I can just do header, content. I can send a post request to this endpoint, the endpoint that we have created on make. And then with a JSON object saying Jose Luis is the person who is knocking on the webhook door. We want to create a joke, true. Yes. All right, when I run this command from my computer, this gets triggered, it goes to the router, and then if the create property was true, then we add to the module, we add to the log sheet a row with the request information. Then we perform an HTTP request to the joke Then JSON, we take data. We're gonna have to redo all of these. And then, is this working? From setup punchline, no. We need to rework this up. Yeah, we're gonna have to make a sample request so that we load. Okay, but here, Google Sheets. Oh boy, okay. So can I disable this route? Can I disable? I cannot disable the route. Disable this route and then disable this route. Can I just perform? Okay, true. Okay, and then accepted. And that just happened right now. Did this JSON? No, I still don't have the JSON. JSON string data. Maybe I can just create a data structure, which I know is going to be the, what was it? It was type text. It was setup and text, and it was punchline. So that is the data structure. Okay, if that's the case, then that should show up here now. Okay, setup, punchline, and in parentheses, topic and type. Exactly. And that I can now delete. Beautiful. Save. And my data structure, Joe, I'm gonna call this edit. I'm gonna call this, how can I cannot change the name. Data structures, webhooks, data stores. No, my data structure, edit. How can I change the name of the data structure? Oh geez, I want to change this name and I can't. That's kind of not very smart. Where okay, I don't know how to change that. Anyway, not very important right now. So now here, same thing, because I have now created a data structure. Now I have the possibility of, from the data structure, saying setup, punchline, and in parentheses, topic, type. Okay. Right. And then this, what is the error here? Google Sheets at a row 6 is not accessible. What? I see. Total tokens. Okay, and then from choices, message, content. There you go. And here we want punchline, here we want setup, and here we want type. Okay, and then similarly here, 11 URL, data, no. We want URL, images URL. That's what we want. And here go from HTTP, and we want now setup and punchline. Setup and punchline. And I've had to redo all of this because I just copy pasted it from a different thing. Okay, and so if I activate this route and this route and I auto align everything and I save this, this is already working. So I think this is working now. What do I mean by that? Let me review this with all of you. I got my webhook. I can accept incoming post requests with a JSON file, like the one I have here ready to go. Actually, I don't have it. There you go. So you see my JSON is my username and joke. Then there's 3 conditionals. If true, then I start the process of downloading a joke from the API, parsing it, sending it to ChatGPT for an explanation, and sending it to ChatGPT for an image, and then saving those in random jokes and in as an image. If this is true. If it's false, it goes nowhere. And no matter if it's true or false, it's going to add a line to the request log here. So let's just try then. So I'm going to send a yes, create an image kind of request. Image to make test. Yes, so this is 54. It added. So now I should have a new joke. Did you hear? And this was when? From when? From 54, which is right now. Did you hear about the crime in the parking garage? It was wrong on so many levels. And then the crime in the parking garage. Sure. All right. Okay. So, and then I saved 2 entries to the log, one from true and one from any, which is this one. So now I'm going to try to send the same request, but make it false here. And if I do that, what I expect is to get 2 new entries here with my new timestamp 55, but do not generate any not generate. And actually, it looks like the scenarios has the editor, but it has this kind of visualizer too. So it looks like no. Webhook tests. So I'm going to send this, and I don't know, did you see this turning on? That was very neat, actually. So what that means is that I have now the 2 false entries in the log, but there's no new random joke about crime in the parking or anything. If I now send the true one again, I should see these activate through this path and through this path, not this one. And then I should create another joke with another image attached to it. All right, so this is processing, this is processing. And you can see that, where do burgers go to dance? To the meatball. That's not a bad one. I got through. So this is processing. Interesting. This processes, and it's not until this finishes that this is going to trigger. Yeah. Interesting. And where do burgers to dance? To the meatball. Okay. All right, sure. All right. Ta-da! Looks like we made something. Interesting. Okay, so what am I going to say? Make is not that terrible. I was able to, in 2.5 hours without tutorials, to put together a semi-sophisticated, Okay, I'm gonna lower that down. A slightly sophisticated but not trivial pipeline with, you know, an API endpoint, conditionals, HTTP requests. It wasn't bad, and some integrations. So, all right, I'm gonna give this from a 0 to 10. I'm gonna give it a 7. It was good, it was fast, it's free, it worked. It took me, the UI was a little clunky, I didn't quite understand. But that's me, I didn't go through any tutorial, and I got this running in 2.5 hours. So I could be convinced, okay, about make.com. I'm liking it so far. It might be a recommendation for my students next semester. Now, what are we going to do? So I said that I also wanted to check n8n.io, but we've spent 2.5 hours already, and it's a little too much. So I have a life that to tend to. So I'm gonna call this a day so far, but I'm good. Oh, and this view, this monitor where things are happening, I like it a lot. All right. So what is next, I guess? We could probably try to get more sophisticated things. So for example, I would like to be able to close the gap with a webhook response. So I make a post request and then I get a response back with perhaps the joke, the punchline, the explanation, the image, the URL of the image, you know. That would be nice to make. Well, what is going on? I have a fly. So I would like to be able to extend on this. At the same time, did I get it? Did I get it? I don't know. At the same time, I have one active scenario, usage reset, the credits. What is the pricing on this thing? How much does this cost? Okay, pricing. We're updating extra credit costs. I just making how many credits per month? 10,000. Core. 10,000. Priority scenario for freelancers. For $9 you get 10,000 credits. Okay. What if I no, pay monthly? And what if I just want to buy? Oh, okay. So this is the. Can I just buy credits? Custom pricing. Pro. Okay. I mean, I was prototyping and I only burned 200 credits. That's not bad. I don't know. But I'm also paying through my API account. I'm also paying for all those generations that I was doing, image generations that I was doing with ChatGPT. So that is an additional cost. Yeah, well. Okay, great. So this was cool. I like it. I think I like it. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, folks. How did you find make.com? You people who know how to actually write code, do you think it's interesting for applications? Do you think it's not? How would you rate this? Okay, so that could be, I could definitely see myself using this. Okay, now I also hear that N8, that this is supposed to be fair code workflow automation platform with native combined visual building, self-host, and integration. So I also hear that you can self-host this, that you can run it locally on your machine, which would make it free. It also allows the fact that this one has JavaScript, Python, NPM packages. This is a plus, definitely. Can be self-hosted, super easy, and you can use Olama with it. Wow, now we're talking, Ashley. Ashley, do we know each other? I don't know, but thank you for that, because now this is getting much, much sexier. For pure programming, I'm not sure. I want to try using LLMs directly in the terminal for programming. I know, but remember, this is the goal here is I need to help my students with this. I wonder if I can host this on my machine and then I can give my students accounts and then they can create their own they can create their own things here. That would be really cool. Anyway, okay. So definitely I feel like the next thing we're gonna do is gonna be N8 N8N. And I guess the cloud is the part where you just pay for someone else to host this for you, right? Okay. All right, cool. All right, I think that's gonna be it for today. Thank you, Ashley, for the note, and we're gonna take it from here, I guess. So probably next Friday. Do I have anything on next Friday? What am I doing next Friday? Can you give me 1 second? Next Friday, yeah, I'm available. So next Friday, we're gonna go live again, and we're gonna try N8N, and I have a machine right here, a Linux machine that we could try and deploy these, that we could try and deploy this on and see if we can get an account over there and connect it with the Olama that I have running in that machine. That would be really, really sweet. Okay, we have a plan for the next stream. All right, beautiful. Thank you very much, everyone. It was a lot of fun, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.